Students, welcome to our biology session. In this module, let us discuss about sexual reproduction. Introduction to sexual reproduction. All the living beings on the earth produce their offspring to maintain the continuity of their species. This process is called reproduction. Besides asexual reproduction and vegetative propagation, plants also show sexual reproduction. This type of reproduction gives genetic variations. Now let us discuss about sexual reproduction in plants and animals. Students, open your textbook page number 133. Sexual reproduction definition with examples. Students, look at the definition of sexual reproduction. The union of the male and the female sex cells produces seed, embryo, ovule, female sex cell, pollen, male sex cell. Embryo means seed germ. An immature plant. Sexual reproduction involves the creation of a genetically new individual. It takes place in plants. Students, we are also familiar with the modes of reproduction that depends on the involvement of two individuals, which we discussed just now about the definition of sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, we require both sexes like male and female. In asexual reproduction, only single parent is involved. For example, asexual mode of reproduction, bulls alone cannot produce new calves. Similarly, hens cannot produce individually chicks. Students, can you understand the concept of sexual reproduction? Let us discuss why the sexual mode of reproduction takes place and the variation and importance of sexual reproduction now. Hello everyone. The population of organisms has a well-defined place in nature. That is, the organism cope up with their habitat, reproduce. Thus, their species survive, and through reproduction they produce new organisms of same body design which is suitable for the same niche. Now there is a problem here. What if that ecosystem changes? The temperature may go up and down. The water level may change. Well, in such cases, animals that cannot adapt to change will perish. And that's why many species are vanished from earth. Hence, dinosaurs, woolly mammals are called extinct animals. But there can be a few organisms with little variation. They can cope up with the new environment and thus they survive. So now comes some animals turn out to be little different, causing variations. Let us see now. We already know the chromosomes in the nucleus of a cell contain information for inheritance of features from parents to next generation in the form of a DNA molecule, where DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. The DNA in the cell nucleus is the information source for making proteins. Now, if this information is changed, different proteins will be made, and different proteins will eventually lead to altered body design or some other new features. DNA is very complex structure and no biological or biochemical process is 100% accurate in cloning such complex structure. So we can expect little variation in such time. Now a little change in DNA can cause such a drastic change that the cell bones even cannot survive. Sometimes that little change leads to not so drastic change and hence gets accepted. So the copy of DNA is similar but not 100% identical. Thus, this inbuilt tendency of variations sometimes aid organisms in or coping up in the environment, and it leads to evolution. So, we can say that variation is very useful for the survival of species over time. We already know how simple and convenient asexual reproduction is. Students, if you take example of any planaria or hydra is somehow cut and broken into pieces, then many of these species will grow into separate individual organisms. This is called regeneration. Though DNA copy is not 100% accurate, it is precise enough to make generation of new variations of fairly slow process, and sexual reproduction can make this process positive. In sexual reproduction, a male and female gamete fuse to form zygote, and variations acquired though DNA copy from two different individuals is passed on to a single organism. So students, variations from two different organisms would create a new combination of variations. Now, if DNA from two individuals combine, the number of DNA would be doubled in new cell. In this case, the outcome would be catastrophic, only that is either a birth of a completely new organisms would be either on the new cell won't even survive. But this does not happen. Why? This is because the multicellular organisms that rely on sexual reproduction have gametes which have only half of the number of chromosomes and half of the number of amount of DNA as compared to the non-reproductive body cells. That is why the male and the female gamete in human beings have only 23 chromosomes, though all other body cells have 46 chromosomes. So students, when a male and female gamete merge or fuse, the zygote gets 46 chromosomes, 23 from male and 23 from female. So that was all about variations and reproduction. I hope you understood all the concept in this video very well. Thank you.